those are larger, and the blue water recycling reports as well. So that those are covered in the next one. Those ones aren't necessarily addressed to mayor and council. They are sent to the municipality for your information though.
Councillor Ross.
I'm going in the right direction here, I think, through Carol, Mr. Mayor. I've got two concerns. First of all, in terms of timing, and second of all, in terms of when we get down to E, return to center explanation. As we all know, there's one that we've been dealing with lately where it was introduced because of secret asks or whatever. It's not mentioned here at all, that type of confidentiality. I understand for your information, but I think when a judgment call is made in that sense, I think we should have at least that in here, that judgment calls could be made that way. That would be the starting point. But second, in terms of the timing, I think you and I talked about this in the past, Carol, that in terms of timeliness, I mean, having the correspondence and we send it, you know, and we make our decision and whatever, and we get into these next two, C and D, then we've got this thing about sending a notified estimated time of response, going to committee, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and don't get me wrong when I say this, Mr. Mayor, but how do we know type of thing. Personally, I believe that we were told that, you know, the timeliness, it's a hierarchical thing, right? It's council, committees, et cetera. Right? But it's that timeliness, and I'm not saying it won't be timely. I think this is a much better way of getting information to people. The question is the timeliness. How do we determine timeliness? How does it get back and forth?
And that's sort of what I was getting to in later on when we talk about getting information back to the people. We currently don't have anything that defines timeliness, and I realize it's too difficult to say you don't get a response within a week. But there should be sort of a general parameter. I know with the freedom of information they say you must provide response within 30 days. And then there's subsequent times where you can extend it, but I'm hoping to kind of get a general sense so that people don't think that it's gone into cyberspace, that they know that within a certain period of time they could reasonably expect a response to some of their information requests. So I'm not sure I probably haven't talked to your issue.
No, because I didn't. Right?
Carry on.
So the second then, because then it would go back to me as a citizen / counselor, right? And my requests for information on the same basis. So I personally think, you know, we may be a little higher in the hierarchy, right? But at the same time, we're not citizens, and because of the way our system works, right? It's we use a very formal system of doing that, and we can talk to the staff, but we're also directed through the CEO. So timeliness is a concern. I don't want to put a real thing on and say, you know, 30 minutes, 30 days, whatever. That's craziness. I think reasonable is, I just wanted to bring it up as an issue. Reasonable is reasonable. And sometimes times of the year, budget time of the year, I wouldn't expect a whole bunch from anything. You know, wrong time of the year to ask for something is at budget time that you're thinking, you know. But that's all my only 2 points.
Just in a reasonable time.
Yeah, it's got to be reasonable.
Councillor Scott.
I think for me that there's several things. If somebody sends something into mayor and council, I want to see it. If they've put my name on there by being a councillor, I want to see what the package is or what the paper is. I may not want to, it may only go into receive and file, but I'm concerned that things, if we send it on to a committee, then I haven't seen it. So I want to make sure that if it comes in directed to us, that we actually see it. I don't want us to all of a sudden have somebody on the phone saying, well, you didn't. Did you read that letter? And it's like, okay, maybe. What was it about? And they tell me, and of course I'm sitting there and I may not know. So I want to know what comes in addressed to us. I think that's very important. And I still think that we should have the right to do stuff. And a timely fashion to me is this. If something comes into the office, there should be able to be a form letter that we just send out that says, thank you, Mr. Smith. We've received your letter. We will be dealing with this. You know, just a form letter that goes back out. We get correspondence, we stamp it, we've received your letter, it's gone.
We do that, huh?
Yes. Did we do that?
Yes. For the most part, yes.
Okay. It just to me tells them that they know that it's there, so that we've done something. But I don't want us to lose the focus on what is mayor and council and have it shipped off to other departments, unless it's put in the package and it says, you know, and maybe it's that road issue. As long as it's put into the correspondence that we know that Mr. Smith sent in a that's dealing with paving a road, and that it's been directed to the director of communities. I still want to see the letters. I want to know about it.
That's where the counselor information package, or the correspondence information package would circulate everything to them.
Right, and that was the intent, that regardless of which option it went,
It would go in that
council would, you get it in your council information package,
correspondence.
but it would be a separate package, not part of your agenda. We're finding, and again, the majority of the information is in Part B, it's the information correspondence that adds 20 to 50 to 60 pages to your agenda, and it gets a little overwhelming, so if they were separate packages, they would maybe be a bit easier to absorb.
Counselor Cook?
So just to follow up then, the council information package, could you take something from that to bring back to the agenda?
Yes,
And
that-
maybe leave that
That I
on?
think is later on, and it's similar to the consent agenda that it says if anyone, if there's, similar to the items of the consent agenda, any piece of correspondence in the correspondence information package could be brought forward by a member for consideration by council. So if you're getting the information, it just is in a different package. The items that you have to deal with and make decisions on would be in one package, and the items that were more for just your information, or it's information saying it's gone here or there.
Timeframe. Like the timeframe on that, like, okay, you said it's a correspondence package, and we're meeting on it'll be Thursday, of the following week sort of thing. Will we have time to have that included, like, pull 4.1 out, and please put that in the agenda, we have some discussion on it or something. Like, I don't want us to get that in, have a council package, have the next meeting, but that can't go in there because, you know, it wasn't put in it originally, and flip over to another one, like, we're gonna lose things in here. Like, yeah. Okay. We have to be able to access it immediately.
Counselor Bonds?
Okay, I'm gonna just throw a couple things on the table here. Knowing that you live in a fishbowl, one of the things that has bothered me over the last 2.5 years, and having gone over 2.5 years of newspapers, we raised this issue back, I think it was in 2011, about questions being asked of council and answers not being forthcoming. So with the reality that in October 2014, some of us might be less equal pigs again on the animal farm after the election, I guess what I'd like the discussion to be is, as some of us may return to normal citizenry, how would we like to be treated? How would we like to be? And while I don't disagree with my colleague, Councillor Russell, I don't agree that just saying a reasonable time frame is reasonable.
Yeah.
This is a business. We need to treat it like a business, and I think when people ask questions, they deserve to be told, you will have a response within 5 business days or 10 business days, and it may be your questions are extensive, your questions have some legal ramifications, so it could take us longer. But I think efficient, effective answers within a prescribed time frame are more businesslike, and then if they do require longer, then we said they require longer. And the other thing I'd like to see in here too is an appeal process. I'd like it to state in here that if staff aren't able to answer your questions, or if you are unhappy with the response that staff have given, please understand that you have the right to appeal or further your questions through your ward councillor or through member of council, and here's how you do that. I think we have to be very specific and very exact in our policies and procedures so that we don't hear out in the community where I'm getting run around, my answers aren't forthcoming, what's the cover up? And we are a business, and we have to be open and transparent, and we have to have proper protocols and procedures that are defined within the time frame. That's business law.
Dr. Underwood?
We got a municipal act, pretty well dictates how the ruling of government and the running of our organization goes, right? So we got our councillors, we got our mayor, and people are encouraged to talk to their ward councillor. Okay, they're not happy with that or whatever, then they can go, or if they want to, they first off write staff, and they might say, well, inform the ward councillor, and the ward councillor might be able to talk to them, and then they can decide from there where it goes. Personally, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's all very nice to be fully informed. We've got 9 separate little organizations, 7 wards. I don't want to see every single piece of correspondence that's addressed to council if it's never really all that relevant. We should be able to do our job as councillors, represent the people. And sometimes, not every concern is as relevant as another, right? And there's other things on the go. So we have a fairly good system.